Coming up now in your spoiler-free wrestling news rundown, HIKULEO's behavior on New Japan Strong this week has raised a lot of questions about his future in Bullet Club. We've also got a bit of a preview for the Best of the Super Juniors coming up, and we've got all the news from Impact Wrestling's Under Siege pay-per-view. Subscribe to Spoiler Free Wrestling for all your wrestling news. Ever since Wrestling Dontaku, it appears as though all of this Bullet Club drama that we've been experiencing over the last few months is over, that the faction is once again united, but we still need to talk about HIKULEO. And coming out of this week's episode of New Japan Strong, I think there are real questions to be asked regarding how on board HIKULEO is with the rest of the faction. So in a match that was taped at Lone Star Shootout, HIKULEO teamed with Chris Bay to take on the Stray Dog Army team of Bateman and Barrett Brown. And commentary was very quick to pick up that HIKULEO was not wearing any Bullet Club branded gear. There was no Bullet Club logos on his ring gear. He wore a HIKULEO shirt. He didn't wear a Bullet Club shirt. And throughout the match, he did not get along with Chris Bay. Chris Bay would put up the too sweet hand signal, and HIKULEO would ignore him. Now, of course, we will see HIKULEO take on Jay White on an upcoming episode of New Japan Strong, so we might get more answers as to where HIKULEO's mind is at currently in that match. Now, it might appear as though HIKULEO plans on leaving Bullet Club, for perhaps he plans on leaving Bullet Club when he gets back to Japan and he can unite with his older brothers Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa once again. However, HIKULEO also keeps saying that he is the future of Bullet Club. So how is he going to leave the faction if he is the future of it? I'm not sure we have any answers here regarding what HIKULEO's future is with Bullet Club. Perhaps we will get more answers regarding HIKULEO when he wrestles Jay White on New Japan Strong. Perhaps we will get more answers regarding HIKULEO and Bullet Club when he returns to Japan. But I want to know what you think is going to happen with HIKULEO. Let me know in the comment section. Do you think HIKULEO is going to leave Bullet Club? Do you think he's going to align with Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa? Or do you think he's going to work out his differences with Jay White and the rest of the faction and continue to be the future of Bullet Club? Let me know in the comment section. Also on New Japan Strong this week, we got a little closer to finding out who will be that next challenger for Tom Lawler's Strong Openweight Championship. So in the main event, we saw Lawler's Team Filthy of JR Kratos, Royce Isaacson himself, defeat the team of Fred Rosser, Alex Coughlin, and the DKC. But it was after the match that Fred Rosser let it be known that he wants another shot at Tom Lawler's championship, while Tom Lawler provided him with a path to that title shot. He told Rosser that if he can defeat both members of the West Coast Wrecking Crew on Strong next week, that he will give Rosser another shot at his title. And New Japan Strong next week, by the way, airs on Friday instead of Saturday, where it would go head-to-head with the Capital Collision pay-per-view. So that's why it's on Friday. And the other match on New Japan Strong this week saw Big Jonah defeat Blake Christian. Now, Jonah has left Impact Wrestling. His contract with the promotion has run up. So Jonah's future in New Japan Pro Wrestling, it looks bright, both in the United States and in Japan. Bullet Club also took part in a 10-man tag team match at Impact Wrestling's Under Siege over the weekend. It was the Honor No More team of Eddie Edwards, Kenny King, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Vincent, along with Maria Kanellis, defeating the Bullet Club team of Chris Bay, Doc Gallows, El Phantasmo, Jay White, and Carl Anderson. And wouldn't you know it, the finish saw Carl Anderson distracted with Maria at ringside, leading to Honor No More picking up the victory. So Bullet Club losing to Honor No More actually makes me wonder a little bit about what the future of Bullet Club in Impact Wrestling is. Now that Japan is open up, we're going to see more of Jay White in Japan and less of him in the United States, I'm assuming. The same goes for Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, who are actually free agents in July. Their contracts with Impact Wrestling run up this summer. So their future in Impact is in doubt. El Phantasmo is going to be away for the Best of the Super Juniors, and so that basically leaves Chris Bay as the only member of Bullet Club who's for sure going to be taking part in Impact shows over the summer. So it's possible we are coming to the end of Bullet Club and Impact Wrestling, although they could add more members. They could bring in more members that aren't being used in Japan. So this is just speculation. But if Anderson and Gallows leave and Jay White doesn't return, I'm not really too sure how big of a role Bullet Club is going to play in Impact Wrestling. Mark and Jay Briscoe won the Impact World Tag Team Championships at Under Siege as well. They defeated the Violent by Design team of Eric Young and Diener. And just listen to the accolades here that the Briscoes have won over their career. So they are two-time former Game Changer Wrestling Tag Team Champions. They are the one-time and current Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Earlier this year, they won the Crockett Cup for the National Wrestling Alliance. They are one-time IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions in New Japan Pro Wrestling. They're also two-time Never Openweight Six-Man Tag Team Champions in the promotion, along with Toru Yano. They have won the GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships once in Pro Wrestling Noah. In Ring of Honor, they are 12-time Tag Team Champions. They were also named the Tag Team of the Decade for the 2010s in Ring of Honor, and they were inducted to the inaugural class of the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame recently. And then in 2007, they also won Wrestling Observer's Tag Team of the Year award. There are a couple of other notes coming out of Impact Wrestling's Under Siege. So after Taya Valkyrie had defeated Deonna Purrazzo to retain the Reina de Reinas Championship, Purrazzo attacked Valkyrie but was rescued by the returning Mia Yim. So it is being reported that Mia Yim has signed a 6-month deal with the promotion, and so now she looks like she's moving into a program with Purrazzo. Sami Callihan also returned to Impact Wrestling at Under Siege. He had been out of action since suffering a broken ankle in September. He came out and confronted Moose, so now it looks as though Callihan is back and he'll be feuding with Moose. And Impact X Division champion Ace Austin retained his championship by defeating former champion Trey Miguel on the show. And that's important because it means Ace Austin will be going to the Best of the Super Juniors tournament wearing that X Division title. So that's some good promotion for Impact Wrestling as well. In fact, Ace Austin will be in the first Best of the Super Juniors match, which will take place next Sunday. The first match in Block A will feature Austin facing Clark Connors. Later on that show, we'll see Alex Zane take on Kanemaru. We'll see the newest member of the United Empire, Francesco Akira, take on Sho. Taguchi will take on Hiromu Takahashi. And in the main event of Night 1, we will see Yo take on the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Taiji Ishimori. So looking at Block A, I want you guys to let me know who you think is going to win Block A in the Best of the Super Juniors this year. If I had to take a pick, I will select Hiromu Takahashi, but there's others who could potentially win the block. Those include Taiji Ishimori, could easily move on. Sho or Yo are other possibilities as well. Let me know in the comment section, who do you think is going to win Block A of the Best of the Super Juniors? We have just under a week until the tournament gets going. Meanwhile, in Block B, just looking at the first night, this won't be until Tuesday, so in 8 days. We've got El Lindemann taking on Doki, Bushi taking on El Phantasmo, Robbie Eagles taking on Wheeler Yuta, Master Wato taking on TJP, and in the main event, Teton will take on El Desperado. So let me know in the comment section who you think is going to win Block B. If I had to take a guess, I'd say probably El Desperado is the most likely wrestler to come out of Block B, but there's others in the mix. I could possibly see Bushi going through, maybe even Doki, maybe even El Phantasmo. But if I had to take a guess, I would say El Desperado is the favorite to come out of Block B. The ongoing saga of whether or not Bret Hart will show up in AEW has continued this week. He took part in an interview with Lucha Libre Online, and reiterated what he has said previously, that he's quite happy spending his time at home right now. Hart said, "I'm mostly making up for a lot of lost time, staying home as much as I can. Trying to make up for all the lost time from being gone all the time for 30 years. I'm happy retired. I'm a home guy now. There's not a lot I can do in wrestling." And Hart would continue to say that he's not really interested in being a manager or an authority figure. He wants to be remembered as a professional wrestler. He continued, "What would I do? Referee? Manage? Be a chairman? I don't want to be remembered that way. I want to be remembered as a wrestler." And he was asked about a potential role in AEW, and Hart said that he speaks with people from AEW regularly, and continued to say, "There's a lot of things I would love to be part of with AEW and what they are doing, and they've got some great wrestlers there. I have a lot of respect for the organization and all that, but right now I'm happy at home." So, as for now anyway, it doesn't appear as though there's any reason to believe that Bret Hart could be AEW bound. And our next video will be coming out on Thursday, which means that this is the last video we'll be posting before Wednesday's episode of Dynamite, which will be held from the UBS Arena in Long Island, New York. Let's just take a look at everything that has been advertised for that show. We've got 2 Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament quarterfinals. One will see Darby Allin take on Jeff Hardy. I think that's a match a lot of people are looking forward to. Another match I think a lot of people are looking forward to is the other quarterfinal match, which will pit Adam Cole against Dax Harwood. We will get one quarterfinals match in the women's tournament, and we'll see Toni Storm take on Jamie Hayter. We'll also see CM Punk take on John Silver. Now, Hangman Page is loosely associated with the Dark Order, and of course Punk and Hangman Page will clash for the title at Double or Nothing. We'll see the FTW Championship on the line when Ricky Starks defends against Jungle Boy, and the rule here is that Ricky Starks will give Jungle Boy an FTW Championship match if Jurassic Express gives Team Taz a Tag Team Championship match. And we've got a couple of segments booked for the show. We will have MJF and Wardlow with a contract signing and stipulation reveal. And of course, this show will be taking place in MJF's hometown of Long Island, New York. So there should be a very interesting reaction for him on the show. Also, the Jericho Appreciation Society will be holding a victory speech. All that on Dynamite coming up on Wednesday. And that'll do it for this video, everyone. Our next one will come out at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. Subscribe to Spoiler Free Wrestling for all your wrestling news.